Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Mornings with Loretta. And you can say it with me. I'm so excited. I have one of my top fave chefs on with me, and we're talking about 4th of July parties. It's that time of year. It's time for fun and celebration. And who better than our go-to chef, Jamie? She's going to bring it every time. Welcome to the show, chef.
Thank you, Loretta. I'm always so thrilled to be with you. I wish you a happy almost 4th. I have some really good stuff that looks delicious, right? Because we want to make multiple bursts of flavor at your July 4th gathering. Are you ready?
I am so ready. So, what are some of the unique and creative ways we can wow our guests at 4th of July parties with something other than the traditional fanfare?
You got it. Okay, so I'm taking my favorite things and just compounding fabulous flavor. So, if you want really, truly delicious dishes that everybody loves, this is what you'll do. Start with Bush's baked beans, much loved in my family for a very long time. My mother always doctored them up, and now I do my thing. Whether it's the original, the brown sugar hickory, or your favorite flavor, they pair perfectly with hot dogs and hamburgers or grilled chicken and steaks at your July 4th festivities, right? Now, for my cookout, I'm making baked beans with burnt ends and bacon. You can buy pre-made burnt ends at your favorite barbecue restaurant or smoke them yourselves, but it's the savory sweetness of the baked beans, the bacon, and those burnt ends, the brisket that just comes together in glorious smokiness. Now, Bush's zero sugar added baked beans are another great option as well, featuring that iconic flavor that you love without the added sugar. Whether you're serving them directly out of the can or adding your own spin on flavor, Bush's baked beans are incredibly versatile, and they definitely will enhance your 4th of July menu. Loretta, I wish you could taste this.
You know what? I thought burnt ends was a chef, not having a good day, but I have learned to love it. I
That's
didn't know it
funny.
was a thing and that you could actually on
That's
purpose
my
buy it that
favorite
way.
part.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
you can go to your favorite barbecue restaurant, or you could smoke a brisket, of course, or do the burnt ends, whatever you want to add there to make it your own. My mom always added yellow mustard and caramelized onions to baked beans, specifically
Yeah.
Bush's when I was growing up. So,
Yeah.
all right, whether you're having a picnic or a beach party or for your July 4th special occasion, I love a summer salad, Loretto. And this is my Greek orzo salad made with Kalamata olives. Now, you know that I always add Pearl Specialties olives to everything because I can count on the quality. There's a really large varying degree of olive quality today. And Pearl's olives, each olive is handpicked, adds fabulous flavor to every meal, from their traditional black olives to a full line of imported specialties. I love the gourmet olives that are stuffed with garlic or blue cheese. I love the calamatas. Oh, and Loretta, between now and July 31st, you can go to olives.com to enter to win a 10-day vacation, including round trip airfare and hotel for two, to Greece, the home of Pearl's Specialties olives. And I am not eligible, so I hope you win.
And I hope I'm eligible because we're doing this as a team. Greece is on my bucket list now. I went
Bucket
to Italy
list.
and we
Yeah.
stopped along the way, right? And I got to go and see it in its entirety. So to have a 10-day free trip, that would make it all so much better. So can you
No
share some
doubt.
of your
Greece is
favorites?
wonderful.
It is. I mean, just the pictures and the stories that I've heard, I've got to go. Hopefully,
Fabulous.
if not this year, definitely in 2025. So you have some more items, and I love baked beans. I love how you always upscale them, and it's things that we can do that we probably already have in our refrigerator. So I love that about you, Chef. So what are some of your favorite side dishes that complement the 4th of July barbecue and add a pop of color and flavor?
Well, that orzo salad will add pop of color. You got flavor with the baked beans, of course. But let me mention one ingredient that I think puts a smile on everybody's face. I am a girl at the grill all summer long, right? And there is a common ingredient that you can add to a grilled dish. It melts on the grill. It adds that mouthfeel that everyone loves, and that is cheese. Now, I have a little one, I have a 4-year-old son who is the love of my life. And I look for organic dairy products for him because I want to see cleaner, simpler labels, right? And I love Organic Valley. So their cheeses are natural from pasture raised organic dairy cows that are raised without antibiotics, synthetic hormones, or harsh pesticides. They have award winning American cheeses, and they recently introduced flavor favorites like spicy and smoky cheddars. All of them are great on a burger. Now, there's one thing I do love, and it could be a starter or a main, but you're going to take pizza dough, throw it on the grill, turn it over once it has grill marks, top it with tomato sauce, and finish it with the Italian herb mozzarella from Organic Valley. And you get a grilled pizza, Loretta, that is out of this world. I love this company. They are on a mission to save small organic family farms. And we all know that that is so important. And then I have one more tip for you, Loretta. If you want to make the best grilled corn this 4th of July, this is what you do. You take your corn on the cob, and I use a vase so it can stand up submerged, but I fill the vase with water. I add salt and sugar, and I soak my corn cobs for 30 minutes before they go on the grill. And it is amazing barbecue corn. You got to try it. We posted all the recipes, by the way, at dailylounge.com.
Oh, wow. When I think, how are you going to beat the last time you were on the show with these amazing, innovative tips for us to make even the novice chef look and feel like they know what they're doing and talk to a chef, Jamie? So you do it. You do it every time, from the baked beans, the salad. And I love the cheeses that they already have seasonings in the cheese. So you don't have to add a whole lot when you're making it. So that's genius. That is genius.
That spicy cheddar on a burger is like out of this world. Loretta, it's so good. Like amazing. Oh, and by the way, I'm posting on social at Chef Jamie Gwen. I have July 4th desserts upcoming. So please become a friend and a fan. Once again, all the recipes and inspiration at dailylounge.com.
You did it for me again. You're like 100 for 100.
Thank you, girlfriend.
Happy 4th of July, Chef. I can't wait to see you again.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Loretta, so much. Happy 4th to you.
Okay, bye-bye. Chef has to go. She is doing her thing this morning, making sure that everybody has the best tips and trips and those MasterChef grilling suggestions. She's doing it for us. So we love her and can't wait for her to come back. So let me tell you a little about the chef that we had on today. We have a couple of seconds, or maybe a minute or so, before our next guest comes on. And I'm super excited. His first time being on Mornings with Loretta. And even this topic is like the first time we've had this topic. So that's just a teaser. But let me tell you about Chef Gwen and why she's one of my top favorite chefs that I've had on the show. So she is a former MasterChef judge and stylist for Emeril Lagasse. Let me tell you, I have been to his behind the scenes in New York of his show, and he does the bam thing, and he does it better than anybody could ever do it. People have tried to do it, but Chef Emeril does it best. And so she knows how color and style and taste liven up a gathering and make sure food just tastes so differently from anybody else's, right? And as the host of her own nationally syndicated weekly radio show, Food and Wine, her descriptions are so mouth-watering. And like she said, you can follow her on all social media and become her friend. So she's explained to us how we can make our 4th of July. Can you believe the 4th of July is just like a couple of weeks away, if a couple of weeks, right? It's so close. And so we want to make our 4th of July party pop. And so she provided some cooking and grilling tips, like add flavor and texture, putting mayo on your meat before you grill it. And don't press the juices out of the burgers. And when you think it's time to flip them, you take a sip of your favorite beverage first. So you don't want to flip them too soon. But I love Chef Jamie. She is so innovative and creative when it comes to our food and making it look good and taste good. So can't wait for her to come back. But like I said, I have 2 more segments. And this next one is our first time. And not only is he an author, but I love authors because I love books, right? So I have this great opportunity to talk to, and you get to talk to him too. He's here, he's waiting. The Bible Answer Man. Hank Hanegraaff. He's going to answer our questions about the Bible, give us the secrets to effective prayers and the afterlife, and so much more is in his book. So you got to check out the book. But everybody, welcome to Mornings with Loretta, Mr. Hank, the Bible Answer Man. Hi there, Hank. How are you? There you are. Good morning. Okay, so I cannot hear you for some reason. Can you hear me? It may have something to do with your headphones. I'm not sure. So we'll get this worked out, see what's going on. You know, technology, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We do this live. Of course, I'll edit it for TV. But Hank, I could not hear you. So we're going to have to work on your sound. And I hope you can hear me because I just did a segment.
There you go. I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yes. Hi there.
Yeah, hi, Loretta.
So just being known as the Bible Answer Man, I bet people don't want to talk to you about anything but the Bible, right? Does that happen all the time?
Well, you know, I do get a lot of questions about the Bible. I also get a lot of questions about parenting because I have 13 children. I have 9 natural and 4 adopted. So I get a lot of parenting questions as well.
Oh, wow. And I bet you have to go in and seek the Bible yourself for answers so that you can help us, because 13 children, that is so amazing. I love it. If I could have afforded and had a nanny, I think I would have wanted to have about 13 or 15 myself. But I do have 5, so I'm not too far behind. So I want to jump in here about the questions that you're asked all the time and get your answers on this. Effective prayer. Can you share some insights on the secret to effective prayers?
Yeah, you know, I think the first insight I would give, Loretta, is that prayer is ultimately not a way for us to ask God for things as much as it is a way of developing a relationship with the lover of our souls. So in the Complete Bible Answer Book, Collector's Edition, I give the facts on prayer, and I actually use facts as an acronym so you can remember the salient points with respect to prayer. The first of which is faith. Prayer is a way in which we express our faith in God. The very one who spoke and the universe leapt into existence, the very one who created us in his image and likeness. Secondly, prayer is a way of expressing adoration or worship. So we are saying, I am worshiping you, my Lord and Savior, as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And then we confess our prayers. And in fact, I use Psalm 51 every morning when I pray. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love. That prayer of confession that David made, I often urge people to try to memorize that. So it becomes part of the warp and woof of who they are. So they can always express their confession in prayer as well. And then we come into God's presence with thanksgiving. You know, we want to make sure that we are thanking God that we have this opportunity to commune with the very one who knit us together in our mother's wombs. And then finally, I think it's important then in that context to bring our supplications, to bring our requests before God, knowing that he wants to answer our prayers in accordance with his will, understanding that he knows what's best for us.
Wow. I wanted to stop you at each time because it is so amazing and profound how you started with, I think the thing that gets us stuck and can get us unstuck is don't make our prayer just a wishing list or a dear Santa Claus or God, I need this. I want this. Can you give me this? Why haven't you done this? Make it like, who would want to come to their mother like that or their father if you never came to them as when you wanted something, or your best friend or your significant other? So I love how you started with that because that will unlock a lot of blocked prayer answers, I think, if we just understand that. And then how we go with adoration and just telling God how awesome he is, and spend some time, because that's how we do when we want something from people, right? We want to butter them up. I'm not saying this is how we should do, but we like to butter people up before we ask them, especially if we're asking all the time. And so, but we'll go to God and just say, God, can you just give me this? Can you give me that? And we're not prepared. So thank you for that. I really could stay there the entire time, but there's so many other answers that you have. So I want to go to that. So my next question would be about the afterlife. That's a huge one for me. And I almost don't want to know the answer, because I have this answer in my heart that helps me settle about where my dad and my son are. So how do you answer when people ask you about the afterlife?
Yeah, I think the most important thing to recognize in response to that question, Loretta, is that Christ rose from the dead, so we can be certain that we too will rise immortal, imperishable, incorruptible. So everyone who's ever existed on this planet will be resurrected. Some will be resurrected to eternal life in the presence of God, and we were created for that very thing, to enter into the fellowship of the Holy Trinity. But others will be separated from the love and grace and goodness of God. That is not done in a capricious fashion. That is God giving us what we want. I think one of the most important things to understand in the Christian life is the concept of free will. God never forces us into his presence. God is not a cosmic rapist. He wants us to love him in a way in which love is compelling and real. And so love can never be coerced. You don't have a love relationship with someone based on coercion, but always on the basis of free will. Otherwise, love is meaningless. So God wants us to love him and gives us an opportunity to do that of our own free will. So our free will either keep us out of the presence of God or allow us to have a compelling relationship with God for all eternity. The very thing we are created for. We are created for fellowship in the Holy Trinity in this life and in the life to come. In the life to come, we're going to grow and learn and develop, albeit without error, but forever we're going to grow in our ability to know an ineffable God, a God who is beyond our knowing. We're going to continue moving towards the goal of knowing him more fully.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I love the fact too that it doesn't matter how long we accepted him or been walking with him, or that we've cherished him, whether it's been 5 years, 5 weeks, or 50 or 75 or 100 years. If we have chosen him and choose to have that relationship with him, then that's how our eternal location is determined, not by how long. Because some people say, well, they did this and they were so bad, but they accepted Christ and they chose to trust God and to love God and to be with him. And so that means that in eternity, they are with God, right? It doesn't matter how long
Loretta,
you've been a Christian.
Yeah, I think to your point, I think one of the things we need to realize is that the Christian faith is not punctiliar. Punctiliar meaning not just a point in time. It is a process. You know, in human relationships, you know, your relationships with your kids, you have 5 kids, you mentioned, your relationships with kids, it's always a process. It's a growing, a developing process. And the same is true with respect to God. So we get to grow in relationship with God in this life, and that growth continues in eternity, albeit in eternity, we're going to learn and grow and develop without error.
See, I promise you, 10 minutes is not nearly enough, because I want to talk about how do we identify and develop our spiritual gifts, because I think there's been some miscommunication or some misunderstanding about spiritual gifts and how we get them and how to identify them. That would take probably 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 17 shows. But can you just tell someone who has no idea how to identify and develop their spiritual gifts, how would you start advising them? How would we advise them to start?
Yeah, I think the important thing to do is to recognize that if you have a relationship with the lover of your soul, you will find the very things that you were designed to do as well. If you do not have a relationship with God, then trying to find your gifting or your calling in life is like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a relationship with God, the needle finds you.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. Hank, I have to let you go. I have your book and I'm going to read it. And I want to invite you to come back on where we have more time to really dive into maybe not 3 subjects. So, like, I was all over the place because I have so many questions about you being the Bible answer guy. So, we can really help people. But I hope this whetted their thirst and gave them a new hunger so they'll go and do some research. But thank you for being my guest today.
Well, I love being with you and I love your beautiful smile.
You're the best. We'll be talking soon. Thank you so much, Hank. Have a great week.
Thank you, Loretta.
So I'm telling you, these guests are so phenomenal. But coming up next, I'm super excited. Yes, I am. I know I probably said that 3 times. But Dawn Yannick, she's an actress known for her Shabbat Dinner, Law and Order. She's done so much stuff. But what we're talking about today is this opportunity for children to learn and play, especially for pre-age school children. And so she's a super mom, a parenting expert, and she is teaming up with Disney for the release of some new toys that can inspire children and help parents to bring the joy and magic of storytelling back into their homes. Everybody, welcome Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Of course, I see you. I love your display. I can't wait to go
Thank you.
Item by item to see what you have. So why is it so important to engage preschoolers during the summer? Because we think we should just take them on vacation and let them play, and not so much as learning and playing at the same time. So what can you help? How can you help us with that?
Well, it's all tied together. Kids are curious and they love to learn, and that doesn't stop just because school is out. In fact, the different ways that they play at home are really important to their development, as well as to creating fun memories with you. Sharing tips like that is one of the reasons I created Mom Sanity, and I am partnering with Disney because their toys inspire such wonderful imaginative play.
They do. And as a grandmother of 2, I understand the value. And I see Superman. He's been in my household the last 11 years or so or more because it's just something about Superman. No matter what is that logo on, is something about it represents fun. It represents that is something they love, and we should use that to engage them. So, what's an interactive way to promote fun and learning?
Well, I love preschool toys that are interactive and get little ones moving. And if you love superheroes, you're going to absolutely love the new Marvel Spidey and His Amazing Friends Dance and Crawl Spidey from Hasbro. Inspired by Disney Junior's hit show, Dance and Crawl Spidey features 20 familiar phrases and sounds, as well as 2 songs, including the all-new Do the Spidey. And you can see him grooving and the kids having so much fun with it. It encourages kids ages 3 and up to dance, crawl, and best of all, imagine.
Absolutely. And now that they're interactive, like the Spider-Man first, it was just a puzzle, or it was something they could put on. And now Spider-Man is moving and grooving. How awesome and cute is that? So what are some fun ways to spark imagination? Because it seems like children lose that imagination maybe by the time they're in kindergarten or 1st grade. And I don't know what happens, but it seems to be universal. Not every kid, but a lot of kids. So how do we keep that imagination going, or that love of imagination going?
Exactly. You definitely want to keep it going because it affects so much for them. And one way to do that is to create your own adventures with them, or even reimagine your favorite moments from your favorite movies. And you can get a little help from that with these Disney-inspired dolls. Now, this is the new Splash and Glow Ariel doll from Just Play, and it is great for playing both in and out of the water. It has these fun rainbow lights, these very cool sound and water effects, along with a theme song from the upcoming series Disney Junior's Ariel, which debuts on June 27th. Or check out the Moana fashion doll from Mattel. She's wearing her signature outfit, and she's a perfect choice for kids ages 3 and up.
Ages 3 and up, and that up does mean up, honey, because I want one of each one of those dolls.
You and me both.
I gotta have them. Who doesn't love Ariel? So please share some suggestions for more adventurous. Some little preschoolers, they're out there, they're so fearless, and parents want to protect them and ring them back in, but we should let them go out and play. So how do we do that in a safe and adventurous way?
superheroes and villains are a great way to do that. And kids will have a ton of fun this summer with the Imaginext Star Wars Darth Vader bot from Fisher-Price. Now, this towering interactive robot is as big as it looks. It's over 2 feet tall, and it's ready for action-packed play with lights and sounds and a hidden disc launcher. So watch out for that. Or for fans of Super Kitties, there's the Cat-tastic transforming figures from Just Play. Kids can help Bitsy or Ginny's figures transform from the cute kittens they are to the Super Kitties, just like in the Disney Junior show. You press a button to activate the Super Kitty call and collar lights and help them suit up in their mask, gloves, and boots. And I mean, seriously, is there anything cuter than kitty superheroes?
Not in my book. That is adorable. Again, I want one.
Right?
I
Well,
mean, the innovation in toys have come so far. They've come so far. So why is it so important to come up with ways to inspire preschoolers so they can learn during the summer? Because I know parents kind of want to be off too, but this is such a pivotal moment in their lives when they're in preschool. They're having to give up, the way the parents, doing everything for them, to learning how to do it themselves, to have social skills. So how can we prepare them during the summertime and keep them inspired?
Well, teachers warn against the summer slide, right? Where kids lose some of what they've learned during the year. And I think a really smart way to prevent that is with pretend play. And I absolutely love the Minnie Mouse Sweets and Treats ice cream cart playset from Disney Store, which brings imaginative fun for kids ages 2 and up. So there's this cool plate milkshake maker, ice cream scoops and toppings. Kids will be serving up ice cream to you all day long. Plus, there is a play credit card reader that plays music, and the cart itself features 10 phrases and sounds.
These are such great gift giving ideas, as well as, for parents to just go out and buy all of these items, or grandparents. I think they make the most fabulous gifts for any holiday, or just to say, hey, we want to help you continue to be inspired and to learn during the summertime, especially for preschoolers. So I know we have a couple of minutes or less. Can you tell us about Mom Sanity? I absolutely love your website. I love your mission and your goals and what you're doing for moms. Wish it was back in the day.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I just really want to, help parents forge that connection with their kids. I mean, we have so many fun products here from Disney. And the great thing about them is that you can play with them and have a great time, but you can also use them as a jumping off point to do other fun, imaginative play. And if you are looking for these products or more information about them, you can find them at retailers, including Amazon, Target, Walmart, and DisneyStore.com. And I hope you have as much fun with them as I do.
I know, and just hearing about them. So what I'll do, I'll get the producer to put a link or something, or at least the title of all of those toys, starting with the Spider-Man dancing and grooving doll educational toy. They're all so fabulous. So I just want to say thank you, Dawn, for being our guest. And I hope surely you'll have to come back on again and help us with some great gift giving ideas for our toddlers and our preschoolers.
I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much for having me today.
All right. You have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. You too. Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So Dawn was so amazing. I love all the toys she talked about, and the reasons. Not only are they fun, but they're actually so engaging, and children are getting to learn and grow at the same time. And that is so super important in today's time, where some children are more advanced, or we're not supposed to compare. But I'm telling you, these toys teach so much, has so much educational value. And I recommend them all. I highly recommend them all for gift giving ideas. So let me tell you about Dawn Yannick, honey. Not only is she the Reader's Digest senior editor, and she's a mom, and she's the founder of momsanity.com, but she's an actress. She was, her for her role in Shabbat Dinner, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and 40 Most Awesomely Bad Dirty Songs Ever. That was a movie. It was about 20 years ago, but I heard it was really good and people loved it. And like I said, she is the founder and creator of momsanity.com. Mom Sanity is a judgment-free zone for moms, especially new moms. This isn't the glamorous side of motherhood. It's the real side, and the stuff that no one talks about unless asked point blank. their philosophy is your support system shouldn't be left up to luck. Every woman should have one that's free of judgy relatives, ones that's not made up, strange, or with anonymous posters on social media telling you that you're irrevocably damaging your child if you don't make your own soap. I love that. One that is made up of women who are just like you and me and who are experiencing the same things as you are right now. After all, you might be crazy, but you are not alone. Isn't that just fabulous? I love that. And so she says, becoming a mom is the most wonderful thing in the world. And I totally agree. Certainly the best thing that I've ever done, but it can also be one of the most confounding and terrifying. You're by yourself most of the time, especially in the beginning, and this tiny angelic alien is looking up to you with an impossibly big, trusting eyes, and you have absolutely no freaking clue if you're doing anything right. And yet they love you and they give you those big I smile and just want to be around you all the time. So that's motherhood, right? And if you're lucky, they do that when they're older too. So make sure you check her out on social media, go to her website. And she's also an on-air spokesperson. She was the public face of Life and Style Weekly and Match.com, as well as a columnist and the senior editor for Stuff magazine. She's also a working actress based in New York. When she's in full makeup and hair for TV appearances these days, she secretly wonders if her children actually recognize her. I get that too. So I have just had the best time this morning. Started our show off with Chef Jamie Gwen and teaching us some master grilling skills and tips and how to upscale our baked beans and our salads and our hamburgers with that new Organic Valley shredded cheese on our burgers instead of the cheese slices. I'm definitely very interested in trying that, and we'll try that. And then we had Hank, the Bible answer man, to come on, and just not enough time for those questions I have for him and his answers that he wanted to share. But we did what we could within the time allotted, right? And I'm just intrigued. I want to just go get my Bible right now and research some of the things, especially the spiritual gifts and, faith and effective prayers and all that good stuff that we learned when we first became Christians. For some of us, it was, 50 years ago or whatever, and some 60 or 70 even, and some just 2 months ago or 3 days ago. So there's always answers. As long as you keep faith and hope, then you're going to be okay. I really believe that you will be okay. And the more you have of that, the more hunger and thirst you'll have for wanting to know more and diving into your Bibles or listening to a sermon in person or virtually. So let's make sure we do that, because life is hard and we need all the superheroes and superpowers that we can get, right? Leads us to Dawn and her amazing gift giving ideas to make sure that we give preschoolers every chance and a great start going into the summer and beyond. So thank you all so much for watching and hanging in there with me today. So in closing, think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way. And guess what? I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye, everybody.